It's Steve from iHeartRadio. Today I'm joined by Ben and John from Billy Talon.
Hello.
Rock Royalty. Are you guys officially Rock Royalty yet in Canada?
I think we're still the court jesters. Yeah,
Court
I don't
jesters.
think we're actually been allowed into the castle.
Yeah, we don't have the dinner manners for the
for the
feast anymore. So
You have the
You
attire,
start
though.
from the left, work your way in. Isn't that what it is with cutlery?
I think so.
I think
maybe.
outside in, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Now, you guys have been doing this for a long time, right?
Few
Coming up
days,
On
few
30
weeks.
years almost.
Yeah. Well, the four of us, Aaron, John.
Yeah.
Well, actually, us has been even longer than that.
Yeah, I guess since we were 15, 16 years old.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about this the other day because I think I started listening to you guys when I was about 13.
Okay.
And now I'm coming up on 30 this year.
All right.
I'm not like stoked about that.
It's great.
But
30s is
it's
the best.
it's so cool that you guys have been around basically from the time I was starting out as a teenager to now like a full-grown, almost adult man.
I think you're an adult.
So what for you guys has been the key to making it work?
I don't know. I don't think there's just ever an option to. It's who we are. It's what we've been doing since we were just about the same age as you when you first heard us, right? Like we were like 14, 15 years old. And for us, it's been the only constant throughout all of our lives. It's been the band. So there's nothing else that we know how to do, that we want to do, and it's just what we do.
You guys are almost like the high school sweethearts that made it.
Yeah.
Totally. I think there's a few things that have helped us along the way, like respect for each other and just a common outlook and goals and stuff like that. But it really, what Ben is saying, it's been our kind of life and our longest relationships and everything,
And we're still hungry.
Yeah.
Like I think we're releasing the best stuff we've ever done. We're not just kind of like phoning it in and like, hey, like the bloated guys coming out on stage with "He wants to hear the one from," it's like we still feel it.
That's interesting because you guys dropped Forgiveness 1 and 2 just a few months ago.
Correct.
Are you saying that there's more on the way?
That's all we're doing. Is everything on this cycle is complete. We're doing everything different than what we've ever done before, differently. So yeah, we're doing as the songs are finished, we're going to be releasing them. So we finished Forgiveness 1 and 2. This is our first single, Reckless Paradise, coming out, and we have, I guess, 3 more finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ian's in the studio right now tracking guitars for the next kind of couple songs, and then we're going back in the studio in March, and we're just going to kind of release them as they're done, and then at the end release it as a package, as a record, so to speak. But the way people consume now is they don't want or have the time to listen to a record from front to back, as it was traditionally in the olden days. So we have to stay current, and the way people are consuming, give them the way to do that. Through streaming and through YouTube, as opposed to just like, here's the record.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because I was going through a couple of streaming services the other day and checking out your catalog. A lot of the traffic seems to be coming from Switzerland and Germany and Austria. That's where a lot of it's getting consumed. How did you guys, beyond the borders of Canada, establish that relationship in that specific area?
Good question.
Yeah, well, it started just on the first record. The European record labels heard what we were putting out in Canada, wanted to put it out there. They started to put it out there, and it really was the kind of the old school organic process where we were getting some radio support. MTV was still like very current, and we were getting that type of support. And we went over there and toured our asses off, starting at like 200 seaters, and the next time 3, next time 1,000. We got a couple of good opening gigs, played some great festivals, and just kind of built.
Brick by brick.
The way it did in Canada in a way too. So
That's awesome. Well, it's interesting. Like you had just mentioned before when we got on here that you just had your first kid. So not only have you changed with the way that you actually feed your music or interact with your audience through streaming services, but the actual process of making the music must have changed too in the last 5.5 months, having a family and kids.
Oh my God, for me, it's been insane. Well, in a sense, I was very fortunate because Ian, the guitar player, producer, main songwriter, genius of the band, we had the chance to work on the lyrics and for, I guess, close to a year on the songs that we had kind of done musically. So when I had my kid, they were just starting like the same week. So they got to do all of the music and all the things, and I kind of go in and sing when I have a second.
Sorry, I got to punch out. I got diapers to change.
I gotta go. So it's been really
timing worked out good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What do you guys think the forecast is for the band now? What's the state of the band? Do we know? Do we have a date maybe where we're gonna get some new music?
Well, I mean,
I think you could just stay tuned for new songs are gonna trickle in.
Yeah.
And we'll have an album kind of release at some point.
I think a new album this year, a new cross Canada tour, that are all going to tie into the same way we're releasing the music. Is I think we're going to play different venues and do different things, and also we'd be remiss not to mention that we're doing a short film that we're working on with Michael Maxis, who has done some videos for us in the past, where we're going to be releasing, instead of doing like the traditional rock video. Mm-hmm. We're doing this short film where we're using the new songs to accompany each episode. So we released one about a month ago. The next one comes out next week. And it's actually starring 2 UFC stars. Yeah. Cowboy Cerrone, who just fought Conor McGregor, is like the lead.
You got him in there.
Yeah, he's the lead. And Rose Namajunas, who's was a champion in her division as well, or her weight class, I guess. So she's the lead in it, and she's amazing. And so it's this beautiful, artful, heartfelt story, and so you can go check it out right now.
The story, along with the music, it'll have an arc, is what you're saying?
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
Wow,
so
awesome.
And we're going to be releasing new music to accompany that. You know,
Where will people find that if they
just
want?
YouTube or on our Billy Talent socials.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your time.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's a skill testing question for the hat?
Okay, you want a skill testing question for the hat? Yeah. This was the thing at the top. I didn't actually develop one. Okay, you can keep it.
I'll just buy one.
I can come up with one here. Okay.
I actually have
Test your skills on skill testing questions here.
Right, it's a tough one.
On the Raps? Yeah. Okay.
On the Raps? Okay. Who was the Toronto Raptors' first draft pick?
It was Damon Stoudemire.
Yeah.
I think
Boom.
it is.
I'll get the hat, please.
Or
maybe it wasn't. Well, it has to be.
None of us actually know. That's the thing.
I know.
We can Google it.
Yeah,
Was it Stoudemire?
Stoudemire right away. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck with everything.